Folks, this right here is Victoria. Okay, wait a minute. This is Crusader Kings 3, and today we're going to take a look at a mod for this game that is absolutely breathtaking, absolutely stunning, and that most of you have probably heard of, and yet not played in ages. At the very least, that is my guess, because that is the experience that I had. This is Godherja, a mod for CK3 that released ages ago and has an incredibly cool custom world. A world that is essentially at the brink of destruction with a lot of features that you have never seen before, that you will not see in any other mod, and that are absolutely worth engaging with. Yeah, you can even see the clouds right there. Yep, there are moving clouds in this game. It's incredible. Godherja is a mod, I think, that many people can appreciate for what it is. I mean, I can appreciate it, right, for all the work that very clearly went into it, and yet I haven't played it in ages because we're looking at a mod that just performed all that incredibly poorly. When we take a look at this, there's clearly a lot of love in this and a lot of hard work, and yet obviously when a day takes 1,000 years, then I'm not going to be playing this. Now let me just tell you that if you do know what this mod is, and if you have checked it out, you should check it out again. Performance has been changed dramatically. It is significantly better, and for me personally, after I set down the graphics settings to medium, I didn't even have any FPS drops whenever I take a look at the heavily enhanced graphics within the landscape. This is a mod that you should check out, and I want to explore this today and do something absolutely horrendous. Now see, horrendous really is the name of the game of this mod, because most of the world here kind of sucks, and there's a lot going on in the world, there's a lot of lore. I'm not going to tell you all about that, but I will of course give you some of the lore so that you can at the very least follow what is going on in this video. Fundamentally, who we are is the worst person in the world. This is Godherja, the Lord of Ashes, and he wants to be the emperor of an empire that no longer really exists. Avessaria looked like this, was absolutely massive, and can basically be equated to the Roman Empire. But, of course, because of Godherja, we were looking at a massive civil war between the West and the East. Now, the Roman Empire itself, even, for example, the great Chinese empires, have seen many civil wars with many losses, but nothing comparable to a civil war with, well, incredibly powerful mages. Magic is something that is virtually ever present in the world of Godherja, and Godherja happens to be one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful mage. And what that leads to, you can see right here. Yeah, as I said, we are a truly terrible person, and it's not just that we caused the deaths of these people, it's also that what we did actively ended the world. You see, when you are as powerful as a mage as Godherja is, you feel a bit different about life and about humanity and all that, and because of it, when he found an ancient and incredibly powerful spell that promised to destroy his opponent, obviously he immediately used it. Now this spell wiped out the entire capital of Asiopoli, so the enemy's capital, but it was self-replicating, making it so that once you kickstart it, it will just keep going. The consequence, as you can see, is complete anarchy. Even his own empire fell down. We just hold this one tiny province there, and over half of the citizens died. The rest of the world didn't do much better, and in fact there were two major consequences that made everything worse. In fact, so bad that it's not really salvageable. First of all, the moon quite literally splintered. This magic eruption was so powerful that Ervalre, the moon of the world, splintered, and now its pieces are falling down onto the earth. We're going to see that as we play. It's a pretty cool feature. The other thing is that this entire territory became uninhabitable. The reason for this is that over here is essentially the corpse of the creator of the world. And the magic was so powerful that the corpse burst open. With that, a hole into reality itself burst open, and fog came out. This fog turns everything into a complete nightmare that it touches, making this entire area not suitable for humans. Well, I mean, okay, we've got these people living here, but they are kind of crazy, so that's that, right? In the end, I think it is fair to say that Godherja didn't just destroy the Empire, but quite literally the entire world. The fog is unstoppable, and it is continuing forward. You can turn this on, it moving in the game settings. You can turn it off. I currently have it off, don't worry about it too much, but this is a really cool setting because we're literally fighting over scraps. Now, the peoples that lived in this area are generally known as the Shavoki. The Shavoki banded together under High King Senwa and made their way towards the coast because, yeah, they didn't want to stay over here with this guy, right? And this is an incremental threat. High King Senwa is aware of what we did. We killed the world, and everybody around us quite literally absolutely hates us. We need to survive, and we need to attempt to maybe take revenge on those that he at least perceives have slighted him. Obviously, he is the actual absolute devil here, but come on, he's our player character, so let's just see what we can do. People that lived in these territories obviously didn't just want to resign themselves to their fate and perish in the fog, so instead they basically took their things and moved westwards towards the coast where there still was no fog. This happened both to the natives that actually lived there, so the Shavoki, you can see they have an Emperich right here, and to the settlers that were settled by the empire itself. They were largely then consolidated under Archlego Nicaноneos, a legendary figure right here, and of course under High King Senwe Witchbreaker. High King Senwe has an incredibly cool story, but that isn't really relevant to us right now, so let's just focus on the immediate future. The way Godherja works is that the Shavoki Emperich will try to wage war against all of the remnants of the empire. This is because they still need people to settle, right? Because again, everybody here took up their things and then left westwards. They try to do this in the game, and we are right in the way. We live right down here in, what even is this? The Polis of Messina, and we are under threat. Not only are we in the migration territory, but obviously High King Senwe would like to eat us alive if possible. Same goes here for actually Kalkra Sigun. She is basically the vanguard of the Shavoki progress right here, and we need to get away from both of them, or we will have to face the consequences of our completely innocent actions, right? Now, I don't think we're going to see this in this playthrough, but the cool thing that I do want to mention is that if the Shavoki Emperich spreads itself all the way down here, and then at some point High King Senwe perishes, they actually splinter, become their own little territories, and there is a dynamic struggle in this game. Technically 2 struggles, I guess. Up here is a religious struggle, and down here is also a religious struggle. Really cool stuff, you should check it out. If you play in these areas, then you will definitely see them. If you play on the Shavoki side, then you may even be able to resettle yourself into one of these areas. But listen, that's neither here nor there. Autocratia Ace Grace will survive, and we're going to do something truly terrible with him, as, I mean, you know, that's just the spirit, right? We got this lifestyle perk right here, and this one directly associates itself with the living magic that we are, of course, an expert of. Now, we will learn new spells, and we will learn additional sort of features that our spells can have if we further spec into this stuff. So what I'm going to do is, I would like to generate more magicka that is very, very powerful, more mana, I guess. We're going to use this, and we're going to try to become more and more powerful so that we can then utilize our spells as good as we can. Again, we got a couple of people knocking on our door that we need to take care of. We also can actually choose another dynasty legacy. Look at that. Magic has its own line here. This gives us more magic. This gives us resistance to exposure sickness. This is basically what happens if you use magic too freely. And yeah, they just get some more good stuff. Let's pick this up and continue. Now, you may have noticed that we don't really have a family. In fact, we quite literally sacrificed all of our children in the ritual that would cause the end of the world. But that's not really that big of a deal, right? Because we're a great mage, we can keep ourselves alive. And we do this by virtue of, you know, sort of sacrificing others yet again. It's a bit of a theme here with Ace Grace, right? We have to do this continuously, and we will be doing that continuously, and for that, we obviously need to use this menu. Now, I gotta tell you, in the past, this magic menu has been a bit frustrating, and I think they're still reworking it, but this has gotten so much better in just the last update. First of all, I would like to generate more magic. We already have 300, you can see it right here. It's nicely detailed, right, where it comes from. Very cool. And we're going to go on, and I think I'm going to go ahead, and in one of my titles, the Codex of Gotipi, which is our actual capital, we will be sacrificing the population. You can see this once we get this event. Boom, the power of blood. How much do you want? How heavy do you want to sacrifice people? And I think we all know the answer, right? Take everyone. Boom. Look at that additional magic. Very nice. Ooh, and look at that. We actually gained a claim on the base of the Adversarian crown. This is a decision. You can essentially reforge the crown here that belongs, of course, to the Empire, giving you really nice benefits. But I don't think we're gonna do this. Currently, apparently, the governor of Etepezea holds the base of the crown. Yeah, I think it's 5 pieces. You need to gather them, and then you can do that. But again, that's the story for another time. What we're gonna do right now is actually check out our spells. We got some nice stuff here that can harm other people. You can mark people if you want to, you know, harm them in particular, add to current spell targets, that sort of stuff. But we currently just need troops. We just sacrificed half of our population, meaning our, well, total soldiers doesn't look too good. I will be raising, with a fairly high level of the spell here, 1,000 men as blood thralls. Yeah, that sounds about right. And there you go, it actually did work. So this army has been raised, and they are now at our disposal. The other thing that I really want to do is definitely Vampiric Drain. We need to wait until we actually get that magic. That's completely fine, but I need to continuously use Vampiric Drain. We are only living here, as you can see, we have no heirs because we are using Vampiric Dependence and Vampiric Drain. We are literally sucking out the life energy of others, which keeps us alive, and we need to do this continuously, otherwise we will then simply fade away, because our body, of course, is no longer maintained. We need to save up our energy until we can do this. I hope to take some prisoners. I think we can sacrifice prisoners there, but honestly, I don't quite remember. Now, what you need to know about the Szavoki Imperich is that they will relentlessly invade these territories here. Usually, they won't go for Malqua, which is this territory here. Don't worry about what that is and what is going on there. And I think usually they also won't go here towards the islands, the Shattered Isles around the Tower of the God. And what we're going to do here is we're going to choose an island that is on a way line. That would, I think, be ideal. That has fewer troops than us. This person here seems perfect. Magnet in a Marcus. Can I not declare war for your entire duchy? Man, that would... Oh, it's actually just one county. Sure, you know what? We're declaring war for this Magnet in a Marcus. This territory will be mine. I hope that I'm going to be safe there. Being on a way line is actually fairly important because these way lines help you generating magic. And in fact, let me just check this. I think we actually have a map mode. Yeah, look at this. This mod seriously has so many damn features. You can see here there's waylines coming from the corpse of the guard and then waylines of the guard's tower. And if I'm not mistaken, this location down here, yeah, this is where the waylines cross, making it incredibly, incredibly powerful. And there is the magic abyss right there. Yeah, wayline intersection plus 2 magicka per month. Man, that is really good, but I don't think that is in the cards. We would definitely die to the Szavoki. You know, it must be genuinely terrifying. You just exist on these islands, and I think, yeah, they're being raided here. You just exist on these islands, you hear that the end of the world is nigh, and that the civil war is coming to a conclusion as Ace Grace has defeated everybody and destroyed the world with it. And then that guy shows up with an army of basically zombies, right? Yeah, we're not the good guy in this story. I do just want to repeat that. And Magnet in a Marcus is just now finding out about that. There he goes. Let's hope that we don't die. That would be the most important part. And look at the magic generation here. Jesus, this is so good. It's mostly coming from the character, and then we get some multipliers. I'm not entirely sure where that comes from. I think it's our bloodline and such. But yeah, I need... do I have a couple of prisoners here? I have 1 prisoner. Let me try this, right? So if I were to go with the Vampiric Drain now, can I use it on a prisoner? Does this do this? I will cast this spell. A loathsome theft. Yeah, look at that. We are stealing life energy. And honestly, let's go with a chance for Lunatic or Possessed. It would fit the character, I think, quite extremely well. And we have picked up Lunatic. Yeah, that's about perfect. Oh, and look at that. Yeah, High King Senware has taken the west. Oraispol, our former capital, has fallen and is now in his hands. I think he actually makes it into his capital, right? Not currently, it seems, but I think he will move down there. Blasted savages. Alright, so I have managed to take an island over here. We have indeed succeeded, and this at least gives us some safety. I'm going to move my capital right here. Oh, look at that. And a Valrashard has fallen in Caron. This is the province right here. It can do different things. Sometimes it does something interesting. Sometimes it doesn't seem to do anything. In this case, look at that. It actually created a Moonstone debris field. How cool is that? A magic point 2 additional per month. That is really, really neat. I wish I was there, but I guess it's actually kind of neat that we already in this island, because this island indeed is giving us 0.5 per month just because it is on a way line. If I should rebuild my empire, I think we can do it from here. Yeah, you can see the Szavoki are pushing further and further, currently going into this part of the peninsula. I think we're going to be safe here. I hope we're going to be safe. I might even give this territory up. I already sacrificed its population. I mean, what does it mean to me, right? Oh, and I really love this. Listen, this mod has so many features. What happened right here is called a Godherja. This is not too dissimilar from a Valro shard falling. This shard falls fairly randomly in fairly random locations. A Godherja is essentially a pulse, a magical pulse going through the world. Sometimes there's massively, massively strong Godherjas. For example, Autocratia Ace Grace was born during one, making it so that he became an incredibly powerful and, well, you know, fairly power-hungry mage. This is the impact it had on him. This one here is a fairly small Godherja. It's in Crane, right here. And it changed. Let's take a look at this. Right, the entire area has seemingly become a pit of vipers, with brother turning against brother, vassal against liege, child against parent. Schemers and the cutthroat in general were affected particularly hard. All in the group meeting an agonizing rapid demise. Right, if we take a look at this, I'm pretty sure, yeah, callous, paranoid. They all picked up, or many of them I should say, picked up negative traits. There you go, deceitful, maybe some lustful. Then we got a schemer right here, yep. We got arbitrary. This is pretty neat because it does change the short-term impact, and of course roleplay-wise it's a massive, massive impact because the characters of the people living there quite literally change. Yeah, and what we're doing here is we're going to go down this tree because ultimately it will lead us to annihilation. Gain the annihilation spell. We're gonna... I don't think I need to explain the details there, right? That should be pretty obvious. We actually have a lady here coming towards our courtyard trying to sell us some books. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I'm buying these books. I think I'm taking these books. It does harm my prestige, but I think that should be fine. Any of these actually quite interesting. The World's Edge, perhaps the most legendary corsair in all of Adversarian history, supposedly painted the coast of the world red 2,000 years ago. Interesting. That is a very interesting, fairly similar to us, right? The fields of pearls and pits full of gold. Man, they have such interesting lore in this one. It's actually crazy just how much is going on there. But speaking of this, let's go into our court, shall we? Because we are an emperor, at least we style ourselves an emperor. We do have a court event right here. Murder halls and priest halls. You know, I gotta be honest with you. I don't believe in that, okay? I shall enter and leave rooms. I'm the most powerful mage, come on. See, the one thing that kind of, annoys me in this mod is this. That's not all that pretty, right? I hope that they can do something about that, but we'll be fine. We should have some other artifacts as well. The books that we just rightfully purchased can go on the wall here. Very nice. Alright, but now that we're safe and now that we can study magic without anybody, you know, really impacting us, I think it's time that we already... We gotta keep lobbing, right? These islands are nice, but we need more of them, and we need them fairly fast, because we are literally actively losing money. Yeah, these court amenities aren't all that great. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Anyway, it's good that we're out there, because as you can see, yep, he's now taking the territory that we once held. Senwe, screw you, buddy. But more importantly, we are out of this, and this territory here is directly connected to us. Now, this guy is actually quite strong. He's a mixed magic adept. Mixed magic is a new form of magic that basically uses living magic and dead magic. Dead magic relies on the moon, we rely on blood, right? And then this is sort of this in-between fog magic. Very, very terrible. Kothix here is also a believer in something that is similar to us, but not quite the same. You can see that our faith is in here as well. Ace Grayism literally praying to us, of course. But yeah, obviously you don't have a place here, because only people that worship us should be here. So I'm gonna take you down. Let's do it. Man, we are lucky that we have magic. They wore me down so much that I cannot siege this holding. The holding is pretty strong here. 999 in the garrison. So that just means we need more blood thralls, and thankfully I can do that. I would like to summon 1,000. How much energy do I need for this? Wasn't it... Oh, 400. You know what? I'll just wait. I would rather summon a bit more than summon in tiny increments here, right? And you know what? Speaking of waiting, why would I wait? Am I losing my mind? Am I crazy? Obviously, I will be ritual sacrificing literally every single one of you. I think that's a great idea. Absolutely. How much do we get? Oh my god, look at that. Might gain some natural power. Wow. That is... I love being a mage in this. It is so insane. Alright, thanks for the magic, buddy. Appreciate it. It's actually so sad that there was such a big event and so many people perished and we basically got no magic. Oh, and as I'm talking, look at that. I love the work that went into this mod. We're in a situation where we have currently a blood moon. We should have sacrificed right now. Having a blood moon makes it so that you get more magic from it, and, well, I mean, unlucky, right? But look at that. The entire map is red. The filter is so damn good. What kind of faction is this? I mean, who cares? Oh, and there you go. The decaying flesh. If we didn't sacrifice people, if we didn't do blood sacrifices, we would have probably died now. Instead, one of these points here, vampiric dependence, is actually converted into basically us surviving. We need to keep doing it, or we're just gonna be gone, right? And, yet I live. That is our motto here, so let's keep it going. What is this, Godherja? Unspeakable depravities are being committed from peasant to lord, and the sickening short-sighted opulence has likely indebted everyone for years to come. This is... where exactly is this? This is Ponovac. Let's take a look at... Ah, down here. Wait, what does that mean? Are you actually in debt now? Is that what happened here? He's in debt? Not really. How about these guys? Are they... Did I just see a cannibal there? Oh no, this is just... I mean, okay, I guess you are a cannibal, but a bit of a different topic. Are you... Is anybody here in debt? I don't know how this Godherja works. I am so curious, though. Ooh, and what is this building? Look at this. Tower of the Golden Seekers. Man, such a beautiful map. One of the most beautiful places actually is here. This is, these are ruins where basically magic spells could be found that the migrants, when they went west after the fog swept in, plundered. At least some of them, I guess. They went into the temples and saw truths that, you know, convinced them to go elsewhere. Interesting stuff. Now anyway, I am here to raise more troops. I think, yeah, we can do this, right? Not a problem whatsoever. We got these 1k troops now, and that means I can actually finish this war, God bless. Man, this was a tough birth, but I think we're actually gonna finish it now. Oh lord, okay, we finally did it. Man, this was a long siege. That was a... Is this like a special building or something? I guess it has bastions and curtain walls. Yeah, this was not easy to siege down. You know what? But we succeeded. That is a good step. I wonder what... Oh, okay. Hello, Senway. Yeah, he's going a bit crazy, huh? I don't think he's going to give up, and as you can see, they are actively migrating into this territory. What once used to be Adversarian is now, of course, settled by the people that came from the east. Man, it is such an interesting and intricate mechanic, but it works so beautifully. Man, I'm losing so much money, though. The core amenities are so costly when you are literally living on a rock. You know, I'm sorry to say this, but like, we gotta downgrade this. Even if people get mad over me being underneath the limit. And you know what? Talking about which, I would like to see the code languages. I love this, by the way. Look at this. Adversarian is spoken here. Adversarian is, of course, spoken in our code. Then we have the Shavoki languages. We have the Marcher languages. They live in Chevalier. And the Parteg languages right here are also people that came with the Shavoki, but then separated when they got the wisdom from the ruins right here. Yeah, I really like how the world develops and how it developed so far, I guess. Here we got the special building map modes. I don't know that any of these buildings would aid us. Obviously, actually having a metropolis like this one, you can see they have a special building system here. That would be so good, but I don't know how likely that is. And yeah, his capital is now in Orispoli. He renamed it. That son of a gun. That is my capital, buddy. My god, just look at them go. He's still pushing through, and now he is going against one of our former, basically, supporters, right? This is Autokratir Gorassos Skulltaker. He was our main soldier, and now he tried to proclaim his own, well, you know, kingdom, and the Bloody Throne isn't doing so hot, but man, that is a cool mask, isn't it? Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you, a couple of years have passed, we're still losing money, because these islands are really bad, and, you know, we have literally zero control here. We're getting some control here, it's getting better, but yeah, small islands, this debuff is bad, but obviously working as designed. We are not in a great situation right now. The Shavoki Imperich is blobbing and blobbing. Maybe I should have escaped to Malqua, but, you know, be that as it may, we are picking up Annihilation right now, and I am so excited for this. I've been saving, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been saving our magic. If I am not in debt, I can show you what kind of power magic has in this world and just how amazing the gameplay feature around it really is. Okay, the only way I think to really get out of this death spiral, and we are pretty equal, but it's going to take us a long time, is actually through something that people love to do in vanilla. We're going to go with wealth focus here, golden obligations, and then I'm going to use magic to gain obligations, you know, so that I can make some money off of it. That sounds pretty decent, right? Look at him. René the Black Bastard. Shouldn't... Oh, I think he got kicked out of Chevalier. You don't know this guy, but I'm pretty sure he's one of the contenders for Chevalier's crown. Well, it seems like he got a bit unlucky. If I may, I would like to get a bit of a hook on you. Here we are. Duke René, I would like you to... Where would it be here? Dominate? Get a weak hook on Duke René. Can I get a... Oh my god, you can get a strong hook. That is insane. 96%. We get a strong hook. Man, you gain the trait Excessively Pale. Thanks to overuse of magical rituals, Ace Grace is possessed with an extremely sickly and pale pallor. Let me check this right here. We are save and overcharge, so I'm not too worried about that. Sure, we're pale, but what does that actually do? It gives us attraction opinion down, but it gives us prestige because... Oh man, I loved how the beard changed. I'm pretty sure it's down to our religion. Living magic is good. This is virtuous, right? Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but I'm not sure. I thought it would give us a benefit here. Oh my god, finally. Okay, so we got the stewardship perk now. Golden obligation. I will now demand payments for hooks. We got one right here. I already did that, right? How much do you pay me for this? 55. Oh my god, I have money again. And if I just keep this up, right? If I just go, okay, hey, what about you, Kral, Giselma, fast sailing? I hate these raiders, I really do. But I'm gonna add him as a spell target, and then we're gonna go ahead and attempt to get an actual claim on him as well. We could even do Stenwar himself, I guess. Giselma, I want to dominate you. Give me a strong hook so that I can do this repeatedly. How expensive is it? 200? Fair enough, I'll pay that. And that means I get a moderate domination hook, right? Giving money. Oh my god, money. Right, so this is how you make money. I'm not gonna get any money off of these islands right here. In fact, I hate these islands. But the next goal goes a bit further here, right? Let's see what we can do. Now listen, we are now in a situation where I can make money. This means I can declare wars, and I might even be able to hire some men-at-arms, maybe bring the court amenities up. But none of this was the purpose of this video. I didn't want to rebuild the empire, not that I could. I didn't want to show you all of the features in Godherja. Again, not that that is even possible with how much is going on here. I mean, we didn't even talk about the marches that have a mechanic of shifting their religion to Reformation or non-Reformation. It's crazy, okay? There's a lot going on here. I want to show you absolute chaos. Right now, High King Senwe finished his war. There you go. He's in Orispoli right now. He got a new war already. He basically just declares them instantly. As you can see, he has conquered a lot, and he has resettled many people, so that the Shavoki are basically in the majority here now. But none of that matters, because I will blow up his capital. I will throw a nuke, thanks to the money that I now have. He's currently in his capital, which is excellent. I need to declare a war here. It's unwinnable. I will lose this, but I need to declare a war so that I can do magic against him. Let's declare this war. Then he should pop up. Right, there you go. Boom. These are his actual counties. We can now do spells against his entire realm. And I will do that, because not too long ago we learned about annihilation, if you recall. And annihilation, cast at the highest level, costs 1,600 magic. We have 1,800, because we are the most powerful wizard in the world. And if it works, it basically is even worse than a nuke. Let's take a look at this. Cinders in the wind. Standing atop a hill. I love how the lighting changes. It is so insane. A significant distance away from our target, surrounded by my retinue so as to not be disturbed, my assistants and I prepare the ritual. As the ritual reaches its conclusion, the sky begins to visibly redden, fiery tendons coalescing and slowly converging towards a single point on the horizon. And then it is all over. The survivors are likely to be few. The capital, Orispol, is turned into a wasteland. All of these people get wounded. I don't see him in here, and all of these people simply perish. Now you might say, what does it mean if it turns into a wasteland? Yeah, it does look like he survived. His wife got injured. Sadly, his immediate family didn't see any consequences, but look at that. Orispol is no longer a part of his empire. This is the most dynamic mod to ever exist. I wish I had gotten him, okay? I gotta tell you that much, but look at that. Orispol is a ruined territory. You can recolonize this, by the way. If you're not tribal, you can do that in this mod. We're not going to do this. I just wanted to turn the entire sky blood red and bring absolute chaos to the Shavoki that took my capital. I love this mod. I urge you to check it out. And I think I'm going to return here, probably not as Ace Grace, but as a different character, because there is so much more that can be talked about and that can be shown off going on here. I hope you had fun. I know I did, nuking the hell out of Senwe right here. And I'll see you later, alligator.